We return with a Fox News alert. Take a look at your screen. You're looking live at the Ofer prison in the West Bank, where we're expecting to see Palestinian prisoners freed any moment now. This as Hamas is expected to hold up their end of the bargain and release a second wave of Israeli hostages in possibly less than 30 minutes, so stay tuned. Retired Brigadier General Don Bolduc joins us now. We've talked all morning, General, about the humanitarian aspect of these hostage releases. But from a military perspective, what are you on guard for today?
Well, obviously, I think the Israelis have taken the proper precautions with how they're handling the hostage exchange with Hamas. That doesn't worry me as much as the implications of the temporary ceasefire and how unbalanced that temporary ceasefire is. Israel has two goals, one to destroy Hamas, and the second is to gain the release of the hostages. And both are incompatible with each other when it comes to securing decisive military operations on the ground. I lived this for 10 tours in Afghanistan, and I saw how it emboldened the enemy, how it helped our enemy. Humanitarian supplies will end up in the hands of Hamas and be taken from the Palestinian civilians. That's just a reality of it. We saw it time and time again. And this is just the beginning of the international community tying one hand behind the Israeli military's back to try and accomplish their mission of destroying Hamas. There's never been a political solution to this. The military solution is a solution that of course is always something that people back away from. But at the end of the day, Hamas needs to be destroyed. This ceasefire favors Hamas, will always favor Hamas, and the international community, the Biden administration, the international media are now using this ceasefire and developing a narrative that paints Israel as the ones at fault here, and that couldn't be further from the truth.
Now, you highlighted, I think, an internal struggle that so many of us are having, because this is a holiday weekend, right? And we've just seen these beautiful images of a little boy running to be with his family. But how do you reconcile that? How does the viewer watching at home right now reconcile that with the operational reality of what this pause means for the war, for the people that are going to be doing the fighting in this war?
Well, this is how I reconciled it when babies died in my arms, when I went into refugee camps and saw babies covered with flies, when I saw what the Taliban and Al-Qaeda and ISIS did to women and children. They're the ones that have caused this. And so, when I go on bended knee and I pray to God, I understand that this tugs at the heartstrings of everybody, and this is something that we don't want to see. But those of us that have to fight it, those of us that have seen it, only want to be able to fight it and have the best opportunity to win. The shorter the victory here, the less suffering that goes on. And I saw this firsthand. And I saw what happens when you conduct military operations and civilians get hurt. I broke bread with them, and I apologized to them, and I told them what they did. And that this was all part of a military operation, and, explained it to them. This is what fighting inside populations does when you have an enemy that uses that population to protect themselves, uses protected facilities to protect themselves. They're the ones that are causing the destruction. And the Israelis, like we did, are trying to do our best to prevent it inside a system where we lose the narrative when it comes to casualties. And it's unfortunate, but I can tell you the Israelis are mitigating as much of the casualties as they can, just like we did. We just need political wherewithal in order to be able to win, and that's what the Israelis need.
It's a vital perspective that you just gave to us, retired Brigadier General Don Bolduc, as you look live on the other side of the screen, awaiting any moment now for the Palestinian prisoners to be released. And then within the half an hour, we are expecting the second tranche of Israeli prisoners to be released as well. Thank you, sir, as always.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.